Hey, Jeff Monaski, Johnny Meyer, Jim Rondenelli, all from WIBX, Town Square, Utica. I wanted to talk World Baseball Classic today. Big baseball fans here. I did want to jump on the Jets for a second. I did a post on our website, WIBX950.com yesterday. What the hell are the Jets doing? They're paying $6 million for McCown, which tells me we're not getting anyone else. They're not paying McCown $6 million to backup. So he's your starter next year because Petty's not ready. Unless something miraculous happens in camp. And even if they draft another quarterback, which probably is a good idea, it'd be three drafts in a row, or 3 out of 4 drafts picking a quarterback.
He's got the Penn State guy. What's his name?
Hackenberg.
Yeah. You got Petty, and now McCown.
Geno Smith's gone, and he wasn't the answer, but I mean, is McCown? The Jets are... I don't know. They, everyone was upset they were 5-11 this year, and they wanted to fire the coach. They're going to be 2-14 next year. And they're going to have to fire the coach, so it's just kind of a disastrous situation. Anyway, we'll go to baseball. I had to get it off my chest. I don't know. It's a joke. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, World Baseball Classic. Big baseball fans here, but I'm not into it. Are you, and why?
I'm into it more this year than I have been in other years. I think when it first started out, trying to build it up, it didn't really do too much to me. This year I found myself, maybe it's because I've been able to access the games more, I've been able to watch more of it, although 9 o'clock starts at night, no. You got to change that, because kids on the East Coast who this is supposed to appeal to are not staying up past 9 o'clock on a school night. So that's the first thing that does have to change. But I myself have been more drawn to it this year than I have been in other years.
Jim Rondenelli said to me this morning, the Astros guy.
Luke Gregerson closing out the USA win last night. So I actually think it's a good idea, because it's sort of not taking the place of exhibition games. But let's face it, exhibition games are kind of boring. So this at least puts a little bit of, I think, a little more interest, because these games mean something, because you're going to be called the champion of the World Baseball Tournament. So I think they mean a little bit more than a straight out boring exhibition.
I have 2 complaints with it. One is that the baseball season, and in the future we'll address this, because I am for shortening every professional sport. Basketball, hockey, baseball, not football. Those 3. Just a little bit. It's too long, because the playoffs are so long. But you have baseball such a long season, now you're adding meaningful games in the spring training frame, right, which puts an additional stress on players. I can't believe Major League Baseball allows this. They're the ones who push this.
Well, and the Yankees are not too happy, because Didi Gregorius playing for the Netherlands is hurt, and they obviously gave him the okay to play. So,
well, can a team say no? I mean, this isn't an endeavor of Major League Baseball. Can a coach or an owner say, even though this is a Major League Baseball thing, you can't take my pitcher? You can't take, I don't know, Matt Howard would be a bad example. But.
Well, let's put it this way. Using the Mets as an example, I think the Mets have made it very clear in their own way that they are not big fans of this. And Noah Syndergaard came right out this year. I'm not pitching for the United States in the World Baseball Classic, because Mets is across the front of my uniform, and I'm a Mets pitcher.
Good answer.
So
good answer.
But I think internally, I'm sure discussions were had where that's the end result was Noah Syndergaard, somebody of that stature, coming out and saying, I'm not going to pitch in the World Baseball Classic. Meanwhile, you've got stars like Seth Lugo, or for the Mets, T.J. Rivera, who have had one hell of a World Baseball Classic and have really propelled themselves up on the national spotlight with their performances in the World Baseball Classic. But those guys, at least as far as the Mets are concerned, are lesser players.
But yeah, I'm a little concerned too, because you've got being an Astro fan, their arguably best or second best player, Carlos Correa, is playing in this. And if he gets hurt and misses considerable time, I'm not going to be happy.
But the argument on the other side of the coin, just devil's advocate, those guys can get hurt playing in spring training games as well.
Yeah.
So I get the argument on both sides of the thing. But going back to your original point, the timing of the World Baseball Classic, would it make better sense to play the game maybe after the World Series, or play to have the tournament after the World Series, if it's something you're going to do every 4 years?
The problem, I think it would, but the problem is the season is so long. anytime you do it, I think is a bad time to do it. I mean, the season goes from what, mid-February, that's when guys report, until November, end of October. So, and I know not every team plays in the playoffs. You know, it's a little.
Well, here's an interesting idea for you, and it was kind of talked about a little bit. Why don't you take the winner of the World Series in the United States, the winner of the Japanese World Series, the winner of all these professional baseball organizations in each country World Series, put them at the end of their seasons, because they all play their seasons right around the same time, into that tournament.
I like that.
For a true world champion.
I like that. My only question is, does it mean if you're a World Series team, you have to play? You have to throw your guys? You have to, you know? Like Syndergaard come out and said, I'm not going to do it. If the Mets won the World Series, could Syndergaard come out and say, I'm not going to do it? You know, I guess that's...
Well,
I like that idea better.
Right.
I like that idea.
I just, you know, devil's advocate, I would probably like that better than the way it is now. That would be a huge appeal to me.
And then I think this is important to have. They have a pitch count. But right, because I'm talking about protecting players. But at the same time, how is it a World Baseball Classic with all these countries when you have, you know, like, is it Leland coaching the U.S. team?
Yeah.
He's capping some starters at 45, 50 pitches.
But a lot of that's
not a
being
true-
dictated by the teams.
Right. But I mean, it's not a true exhibition if your starter's only going 3 innings, 4 innings.
Well, they have a pretty big pitching staff, you know, more than they would have probably on a regular team, so you can use a lot of pitchers.
I guess that's fair. That's a fair point. I'm not into it. I will say, from what I've seen in highlights, a lot of good games.
Yep.
I actually hear people talking about it. You know, other baseball fans I know talking about, you got to watch the game tonight. Did you see what happened last night? So that's cool. I'm not knocking it. I'm not into it.
But at least you've got a final that's going to be somewhat interesting to people. Puerto Rico, United States should draw at least a pretty good audience, I would assume, to watch that final game.
Yeah. All right. So comment below, and as always, subscribe to our page, and check out our website as well, WIBX950.com.